Good morning, everyone. It's a nice, crisp fall. Wait. It's a nice, crisp spring morning. It is about 62 degrees here with a very cool wind. We are at the end of May. Let me show you what's going on in the gardens. So first off this morning, we want to talk about, we watched Danny and Wanda's live feed, and we commented, Danny and Wanda, and we would like to have some feedback from you. And we have some things that are going on here in Texas that we wanted to tell you about as well. But one of the things you talked about in your live feed is that tomato plants are just drooping literally overnight. I want to show you one of mine. We have been seeing this for about the last week and a half. Now, our tomatoes are in our high tunnel. They're not exposed to any of the rain. They're not exposed to any of the outside environment. So we're not real sure what's going on, and maybe you can give us some advice, or we can wonder if we're seeing the same thing that you all are seeing over in Deep South. So here's one of our tomato plants in the high tunnel, and Danny and Wanda, you guys talked about that these were drooping literally overnight, and this has happened literally overnight. Now, my husband is very fastidious on keeping the water levels fine and good in these wicking tubs. This is a mortgage lifter, and he has been fertilizing according to schedule. So we're not real sure what's causing this. I know that we've had a lot of rain and a lot of damp, and we've had to keep the high tunnel closed up at times because of some high winds and storms. But we have it wide open now, and it's been open for about 24 hours. We're hoping that it will begin to level out, but we're just not sure after seeing your video, your live feed. Now we're a little bit concerned and wondering what the heck is going on. So we're extremely cool here in Texas. It is now 60 degrees with a very cool wind. It is overcast, and actually they're saying that we're not going to get out of the 60s in the evening times all week. We do expect a lot more rain next week. Very odd for this time of year here in Texas. We are normally ramping up into the 90-degree weather. We normally have our pool up and going. And boy, we hadn't even started that yet because it has been so cool. We are getting some warm days, intermittent, but very, very strange weather. And they are predicting now that June is going to be cooler and wetter than normal. So we have some squash over here in one of our raised beds and some broccoli. And you can see this pretty nice head. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off today and probably pull that broccoli up to make room for some other vegetables. Since we are so cool, guys, I think that I can still get some things in the ground, and we're certainly going to try. Here is the eggplant. It seems to be doing good. I do see some insect damage. We're going to have to get in there and check that out. But my Napa cabbage, some of it has died off. We're still trying to foster that and see what we can get. And our kale is looking good. And we have, these are those Alabama black-eyed butter beans. I'm eager to see. I do have some seed pods on those, hoping that we'll get a lot more. I picked some of my cucumbers, my pickling cucumbers yesterday, and more coming in. And let's see, here is our cantaloupe. I'm not really seeing any but, well, yeah, I do. I see a couple on there. And then here are my cucumbers. I've got to pick these today, guys. We've already picked about 4 or 5, and so I'm going to pick these today. And I've been kind of hand pollinating these because I'm not seeing, again, a lot of our pollinators. So I want to keep these going as much as possible. Just got to show off these petunia baskets. My husband has got to move some of these out so we can enjoy them. Just absolutely gorgeous. But I want them out under my pergola. We just have not moved them because of our storms that we're getting every day with high winds and flooding rains. We do have quite a few tomatoes on these wicking tub tomato vines, tomato bushes, but again, we're seeing that weeping, that wilting. Hoping that we can all find out what's going on with these. And then these are the tomatoes that we have been harvesting from, and you can see they're looking a little weary too. My husband's going to fertilize these today, and we're going to see if we can keep them going. But it's like something just changed over the last couple of weeks, maybe even the last month. No, I'd say the last couple of weeks. You can see here, we're seeing that wilting. Now our tomato vines out in the raised beds seem to be doing pretty good. We've got lots of tomatoes on these as well. And my kale is doing well. We have some tomatoes over there. Maybe have to do some pruning today. I've got a very nice bush over there, but we are having to watch them and prune them back, probably heavier than what I really want. But guys, we're trying to save these as much as we can so that we can preserve our harvest. Celery, I'm loving how the celery is doing. This is the first year that we've grown it. I will grow it again. And I did take one of these little bitty stalks and taste it, and it was so good. And guys, it tasted like celery, not like water. We are pulling out all of the stops that we can. My husband has planted some of our tomato vines and our bushes in some wicking tubs outside as well. Thinking that maybe inside it was getting a little too hot or a little too damp, but we're seeing some of the similar situations going on with these out here, but we're going to keep on going, guys. And if any of you know or seeing the same thing, please do comment below and let us know what you're seeing and if you've been able to treat it successfully. Our pear tree here in the front has just stopped producing. You may recall one of my earlier videos. This thing was loaded with pears and now there's nothing. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't think it's all the rain. It may be, but I don't think it is. And I'll tell you why, because look at the video of my pear tree, my little pear tree in the back. So here's more of our tomato plants, and this is in the raised bed in the front. And I'm getting some good Tommy toes on here. This is a mortgage lifter. Now guys, I just pruned these back yesterday and they looked pretty good. But look, I mean, this has just been since yesterday. So here is a Perone. And then my carrots, I'm gonna have to get in there and harvest these carrots. Some of them are ready and some of them are not. I did check them yesterday, but I wanna go ahead and harvest them and preserve what we can. So as gardeners, we do learn something new every year, but it just seems that every year something new pops up. So we are going to be investigating and trying to get a hold on what's happening with our seasons and try to get a hold of what's happening with our plants. And again, any of you that have been seeing some similar issues, or if you know kind of what's going on, we ask that you leave comments below and tell us so that we can get a hold of this. We will be starting our fall seeding probably in about 6 weeks. So you want to stay tuned for that, and I'll show you what we're going to be growing in the fall. We appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for watching. And I know it's been a struggle. It seems like there's people are struggling all over the nation. There is drought in certain places. I know that one of my subscribers in North Alabama has not gotten any rain. I know up on the northwest coast that they are suffering drought. I know here in Texas we are suffering flooding in certain areas. I know that Deep South said that they are not getting very much rain and suffering with a little bit of drought. So all kinds of things are going on that's strange this year. And again, it's 60 degrees here, guys. 60 degrees in Texas with a very strong, feels almost like a south breeze, but I think it's more from the east. And we don't get any weather from the east. Normally when we get weather from the east, it's severe weather and very different, and it is. So anyway, got to get to work today. Got to get things going here in this high tunnel and try to get some more stuff in that raised bed over there to keep our harvest going. We are preserving everything that we can. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching, and we will be in touch.